Tom's Tweet, written by Jill Esbaum, illustrated by Dan Santat. While hunting one morning, right after a storm, Tom heard an inquisitive tweet, and there to his left, in the rain-dewy grass, was a flip-flapping, fluttery treat. Tom feasted his eyes on the quivering tot. "Hello, breakfast," he said with a grin. He opened his chompers to gobble it down, but the thing was so wretchedly thin. "Dad burn it," said Tom, "you're too skinny to eat." "Why, you're nothing but feather and bone." He started to leave, but the shivering tweet looked so frightened, unhappy, alone. "I will not take you back to your nest," Tom declared. But the thing blinked, and egad, Tom was half up the tree with the poor little tyke when its mama showed up fighting mad. Tom mumbled and muffed, but he couldn't explain with the tweet in his kisser like that. Mama Tweet didn't care. She was too busy pecking. And anyway, birds don't speak cat. Tom ran with the tweet through the garden and yard in an awkward, undignified crouch. He scooted past peonies, pansies, petunias, and squeezed through the rose bushes. Ouch! The baby tweet's black button eyes blinked as it swayed on its wee little feet. "Consarn it," Tom grumbled. "Now what do I do? Just my luck to get stuck with a tweet." "Tweet," chirped the baby.
"Tweet, tweet, 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 tweet."
Tom scowled at the feathery pest. What was wrong with that thing? What on earth did it want? "Will you quit if I build you a nest?" Tom braved Mama Tweet for a bundle of twigs. She dived, boomed his noggin. "Ow, ow." He dropped the tweet onto the twigs and commanded, "Stop tweeting, be happy right now." The tot settled in his nest, but its cries didn't stop. And why would they? Unless it's dag-nabbed, Tom muttered. "There's no way around it. I'll just have to feed you, I guess." Tom scratched and dug in the storm-puddled mud for the juiciest worms he could find. But the tweet wouldn't eat. It was waiting for something. Tom gasped, "Are you out of your mind?" With his innards in knots, he selected a wriggler and gingerly chewed it to pulp. He passed the mashed worm from his mouth to the baby, who swallowed a gobbly gulp. Happy at last, the tweet hopped up on Tom and explored him, above and beneath. It tugged on his whiskers and pecked his ears as he gritted his still wormy teeth. "Nibble, nibble, nibble." When the little tweet yawned and hopped under Tom's armpit, he squirmed away, shaking his head. "No snuggling," he grumped. "I'm not that kind of cat." But the wee thing ignored what he said. Tom sat through the long afternoon with that tweet wedged in tight like an unwanted burr, and although he resisted with all of his might, from deep down in his chest came a purr. Finally, Mama flew off to find food for the rest of her tots. "Now's our chance," murmured Tom to his wakening guest, sneaking peeks between marigold pots. "Here you go, little fella," he said. "Home at last. Say hello to your sister and brothers." Its feathers a-tremble, the tweet sadly blinked, first at Tom, then the petrified others. That night, as he slumbered, Tom dreamed of the tweet. Was he nuts? How completely absurd. Yes, as hard as it was for a cat to admit, he was missing his brothersome bird. Next morning, when Top stepped from under the porch, a quick hop, flutter, plop caught his eye. As he rushed to that tree, he thought, "Nah, it couldn't be," but it was. It was his tweet. Oh my. Tarnation, you have to stay up there, he said. You cannot be my friend. I'm a cat. But the baby just smiled, and Tom saw that his Tweet didn't care about details like that. When Mama Tweet saw that old Tom was a softie, her story was long and ear-splitting, and to prove that she trusted him really and truly, she gave him a job. Tweety sitting. The end. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.